Hey there, Thibaut here, and I'm back with some more Tales of Arise. And let's start with this event.
Where did Kisara run off to?
You don't think she took off after Kelzelit, do you?
No. Nagal entrusted her with his dream. She wouldn't do something reckless like that. Right now, I think she just needs time to think. What she does from here on out is up to her. She has to be the one to decide.
Let's check. I think I already checked last time if there was anything to loot, but there's nothing. I'm sure we picked everything up that could be found.
There.
Let's see. Okay. Kind of directly leads us to where we have to go.
You all arrived here from Cislodia, yes? In that case, you should depart via the south gate, rather than the one you arrived through.
Okay.
After all that, Kisara never came back to see us.
I'm surprised she slipped away without us noticing. Where would she even go? I hope this place survives. You think the Danins and Renins have a chance of getting along? We didn't really do much to change things around here, did we?
This realm had its own walls to overcome. And in the end, it was the people themselves who decided to break them down, without any help from us.
It is a good
I hope they keep going. I really do.
Yeah, well, if you say so, I guess. Huh?
All right. I leave command of the Gold Dust Cats in your hands.
You've got nothing to worry about, Kisara. I'll do your brother proud.
Looks like it's time to go. Take good care of Zare for me. All right, Legil?
You've got it. Stay safe, Kisara.
Did you come to say goodbye?
Actually, I was wondering if you could use another companion.
Huh?
Well, we certainly don't mind you coming along. We just figured you'd stay behind and help rebuild. These people could use you.
I thought much the same thing. However, in the end, something changed my mind. Ever since Miguel died, I've been thinking a lot. About where I went wrong, what I should have done differently. You know, that sort of thing. It's true that our dream of coexistence saved many Danan lives, but we were naive and short-sighted. I was so wrapped up in my idea of how things should be that I didn't see the problems that existed right in front of us. I thought we had been given a utopia. And so I never bothered to look too far past its surface. I chose to be ignorant. And because of that, because of me, my brother...
Miguel's death wasn't your fault, Kisara.
Perhaps you're right. But in the end, it was me he entrusted this dream to. I learned that nothing in this life is free, or gained without sacrifice. Now that I know that, I'll just have to figure out what else I don't know.
So, decided to join us?
I have. And hopefully I can continue to protect Eldaman and Sia from outside the dream world, for the sake of those still inside.
And here I thought you joined for an opportunity on my life.
In all honesty, I'm grateful to you. I truly am. I don't blame you for what happened. But I must also leave your service. No longer will I be defined by protecting a Renin lord. From now on, when I fight to protect my dream. All I ask is that you do your part, that you fight alongside me, not just for those who used to believe in your dream, but for those that still do. Dohalim.
I understand. I'm no longer a lord anyway.
Well, this crew just gets bigger and bigger. All right, where to, team?
We make for Mahag Sar, the Valley of the Four Winds.
We befriended Kisara. And got a gnocchi recipe. Well, I don't like gnocchi. Beef wrapped fish recipe. Not too much of a fish fan either. So, this is for Alphen. Comrades in Freedom. Elemental attack plus 40. That's quite a boost. Well, that also would have been quite a boost. Well, that. Let's see, what's there? Counter-attack damage. Shockwave. Slash. Over limit extension. Mid-air jump. Not quite sure. This is great. AG extensions are always great. Meal cooked roasted chicken. I should have a look at this. Let's see. Okay, crack. Let's try proficiency. If everything is cooked. Alright. Kisara the Protector.
I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring to have someone like you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before. But looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Eldaman and Sia Guard. So in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the right thing to do. That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either, but I appreciate the thought. I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisara.
Right. You can all count on me.
What was Kelzalek even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself, and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to get it.
He had to have known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holding himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renin than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense, enough to drive him to revolt, even though doing so meant defying Renin hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Danans and Renins wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shion!
No, she is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Let me check what kind of level am I? 25 with everybody. Alright.
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter.
Out of our way!
Here I come! You're finished! Dragon Swarm!
Raging Cascade!
Take this!
Stay rescue! You gotta jump for cover!
Sword up!
Searing Flame! Reload! Raging Cascade!
Oh, stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
I can handle it!
Do it! Xion, Astral Energy! Full throttle!
Barely a blip on our radar.
Let's status. Edit. Edit. Let's get rid of law and get Kisara. Cool law. Anything? Nope.
Right, here goes! Take this! Dragon Swarm! I'll take you all on! Dragon Swarm!
I'll take out the legs with my shield!
Lunar Rondo! Tear!
Make it rain!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well
How's
I'm
everything
here
on
to
your
stop.
end?
Quiet. Well, right after I finally
Oh, Kisara! You're so dependable! Demon's Descent!
Flashing Fang!
Now or never! Lunar Rondo!
make it rain!
That's a pretty fancy skill there.
All the better to protect you with, my dear.
Then I'll leave the front line to you.
What's this thing?
So I can hear it. Can't see it yet. There it is.
Hoo hoo hoo.
Double tail.
Hoo hoo hoo. Maybe something's going on in the forest.
And we're gonna check the forest as soon as we are out of this area.
This will be a delicious piece of cake.
Take this! Sword Rain Alpha!
That's it. In here.
Tiger Blade!
Do it.
Run
Silverbeam.
Light Burst Force!
Radiant Genesis. Here, let me help.
My turn! I'm not... I owe you one!
God!
Sword Rain Alpha! Keep charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me!
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Mirage! Take this! Dragon Swarm!
Tiger Blade!
That extra training paid off.
There's something in the water.
What?
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes. Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod. You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done.
Fishing. Various fishing points are scattered around Dana, which contain different species of fish to catch. These fish can then be used in cooking, sold for gold, or even unlock new titles. So don't hesitate to try new fishing holes when you find them. Fishing steps. Fishing consists of 4 steps. Casting a line, luring a fish, hooking them in, and then reeling them in. For more information about these steps, consult the fishing controls on this topic. Okay.
You're still not done fishing yet? Boring.
You need patience to fish.
Cast lure.
Looks like I lost it.
Huh. Alright. Let's try again. So that seems to be fish.
I've got something.
Alright.
Anybody could reel in that.
Not too shabby, friend.
Okay, so I guess there are some fish that... let me try this again. So some fish seem to be reacting to heart shakes, and some all seem to like soft
Oh,
shakes.
we've got a lively one.
Try them out, try them out.
This fish is way bigger than I was expecting.
Ooh.
Stars above! That's gotta be a new record!
Alright, same fish.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
Hey, you look like you know your way with a rod. I've been fishing a long time and have built up a good collection of equipment for it. I'll share it with you if you're interested. I just want one thing in exchange. All I'll ask is for you to show me the records of any fish you catch. The more you catch, the more equipment I'll hook you up with. If you need anything, I'm always here. Don't be afraid to come up and talk to me. Fishing expert can be found on it. Tarkapon can teach you the basics of fishing. If you show him your fishing notes, he'll tell you where to go to catch fish you haven't found, as well as giving you new fishing gear based on how much you've caught. Miguel's Rod. Beginner's Popper. An invitation to fish. Skill Angler. Fast Gear Coding. That's really good. Yeah, that's the next thing we're gonna pick up for her. So let's talk to this guy. Let me show my cards. Golden Valley, Taka Pond Road. It's a place you have yet to catch some fish. Why not swing on by and see what you can find? Tomorrow I'll have something else to give you, so keep fishing. Okay, I guess there are some other kinds of fish still there.
Judging by this.
Let's heal this one up. Oh, you're a lifesaver. Now I can go back to my miss. Sorry, forget. I spoke. Carry on, don't mind me. Infantry shield. Might be Mr. It's easier to handle than it initially
I'm
appears.
always amazed what healing arts can do.
Doubt missing? No.
Hey,
Just an awkward
is
situation.
it just me? Or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it.
Let's have a look at its shop. It's quite expensive. So let's have a look. Topaz Cape. Scar. Yeah, so let's pick up Cape. Also, let's sell all stuff I got. Oh, man, these stock tags that I got. That's the fish, right? Oh, so it seems some fish is for cooking and some fish is for selling. So let's have a look. I like this stuff. Oh, nice. So these are basically upgrades from the old swords I have. Well, that's cool. I like that. You know, this sword looks super boring. Okay, yeah, so these basically the same thing. There's refined versions. So this one's new. Choose beauty. I don't have nature's beauty. Oh, because it's equipped. Let's take this one. Flashbang shield. Oh, this one's kinda cool. I like the design of this one. Fitting her armor. Okay, all this is new stuff. Can't craft any of these. Alright. Oh, let's go there. New animals can now be raised. Horse. Oh. Is this going to give me horse meat? Let's go this cow. And chicken.
I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is.
So
I've
with
noticed
this
that
main-
sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Oh, let's go camping.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, Law?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
So I can look at those that I haven't seen yet. Right? Kisara ship. Because I noticed that sometimes I'm missing out on some of these. I'm not gonna watch them today. Wait, training? Possible? Didn't even realize that came up. So let's see. Meat. access to researching. That sounds good. Rare or red? That sounds even better. More dropped items. Let's go with this one.
Thanks for waiting. Eat as much as you like.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a familiar sight.
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard. Now it's just a part of my routine.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives. So it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol. The one I looked up to and wanted to be like. When I became a guardsman, Lagiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Lagiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person. In other words, the complete opposite of a dreamer like me.
You're more an idealist than some pie-in-the-sky dreamer.
Even so, that's my brother's doing. He'd never let me stop seeing a brighter world. He always did what he could to keep me smiling and happy.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind either. He always worked so hard to set an example for me and everyone else around him. He was a true big brother. So much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow after him. You know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my shield. If you've got time, how about I tell you a couple more Miguel stories?
I guess I'd better get comfortable.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, do you guys have everything?
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
Out of my way! Take this! You're finished! Photon Blade! Thunder Blade! Here! Flame of my specialty. This one's mine. Here I
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Be still! Lunar Rondo! Take this! It's over! Take this! It's over! Sword Lane Alpha!
Hamza.
Now!
Who else will pick him?
Frozen!
Hammer! Like we're gonna lose to small fry.
Out of my way!
Here I come! Dragon Swarm! Soaring Alpha! Be still! Lunar Roger!
I'm not so good with airborne
It's
targets.
over! Take it! Got flyers!
I've got it! Let a marksman handle it.
All yours! Sword Rain Alpha!
Going in. Make it rain! Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang!
Sorry.
Looks like it could be worth something.
Raging Storm League. What would be if we needed some weapons? The pain, why can't these rules stand still?
All right!
Perhaps next time I deploy my secret weapon. I'll stop it right where it stands. Don't refuse attack. Grow vines from the ground to ensnare enemies and strike them. Effective on fleet sort of enemies. This modifies their evasive abilities and downs them.
There's nowhere to run from my art! When he slows down, that's our chance! You're mine!
It's like trying to keep up with a wall!
Now or never! Tear!
Lightning arm! This one's mine! Tiger blade!
Leave the ensnaring to me. Yeah!
And the pummel is to me! One more!
Take this!
Tiger blade!
Dragon Swarm! You require a hand.
Piercing roar!
It's over! Try harder! My girl!
Piercing roar!
Dragon Swarm!
Wind astral energy!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Thunderblade!
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this! Rending
This
Blast!
one's mine!
Not done!
Blade! Go get it! Go!
Dragon Swarm!
Going in! One more!
No escape! Dragon Swarm!
Going in!
Sword Rain Alpha! Lightning Thrust!
I'm holding it!
Mirage!
Tiger blade!
Try this!
Seal!
Inferno Torrent!
This one's mine!
I'm not done!
Going in! Poison Mania! Gale Force! Annihilate!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
A crusher. Years ago, this one-down hammer was used to beat a crocodile. Those skills enough to dual-wield it were lauded as champions. But artifacts. Artifacts confer special effects simply by having them, some of which serve as bonuses that can be enjoyed after clearing the game. You can toggle each of these effects on and off from the artifact effect list. Additional art panels. You can now set 6 additional art. Press triangle on the art screen to switch between panels. Okay, with O2 I can activate. Oh, treasure hunter. Okay. This. Okay. Yeah, stuff.
That treasure. What a sweet sounding ring it has.
You really think so?
With this, I can become even stronger.
Let's have a look. Artifact. Art set +1. Okay, so that's what this does. Yeah, these are all DLC. Then bus. Oh, yeah, I want to set up okay, so I think I'm going to try I don't even know. Okay, so Eternal Devastation. Launches high into the air before crashing down. Put in the earth. Megasonic thrust. Down Demon Fan. Also, I'm kind of thinking of having 1 cost arts on here and more cost arts on this side. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I'm just going to put us up with those Demon Fang and Comic Thrust. Yeah, aerial attacks don't really do anything right now.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Here goes! Dance in the wind!
Come one, come all!
I never miss a duel of the arts!
Here I come!
Tiger Blade!
Dragon Swarm!
Up and at it! Do it! Neon! Astral Energy! Full throttle!
Not again!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Demolisher!
Here I go! I'm only getting
Here I come!
Still full! Ready to go!
Too fast!
Leave the enemy charge to me! Astral Energy! Full throttle!
Now! You're mine!
I'm only getting
Here!
Still full!
You're on! Dragon
Here's a
Swarm!
healing art!
Here I come!
I let my guard down!
You'll pay for that! Take this! Dragon Swarm! I can feel my power growing!
Bunch of gold.
I won't forgive you!
Take this!
Raging
Dragon
Tempest!
Swarm!
Sleep now!
Demon Fang!
I'll be saving this way!
just heal me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Right. Nicely done, Xion.
You're slapped. Step it up.
Yeah. You got it. You're mine! It's over!
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
It's been a long time since we saw this one.
Does anyone else think this may be just a bit too tough for us?
It's so hilly around here. I can...
Oh, wait. Kisara died? That's not great. Let's use... Yeah, I'm gonna have a bunch of those, so let's just heal up.
feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
This will be a delicious piece of cake. I never miss. Not in your dreams. Hear me. Going in. Burning strike. Glacial Spear. Dragon Form. Sleep now.
Sword Rain Alpha. Dazzle.
Thunderbolt.
It's over.
Target Blade. Coming through.
Astral Arts?
That's my cue.
You're finished. Shut him down. Here I come. Dragon Form.
More where that came from. Now.
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over.
Who said anything about letting off?
Astral energy.
Say no more. Got it.
Well done.
Going in.
Let the marksman handle this.
Tear.
Raging cascade. Into the
Here I come.
shadows. In here.
Dragon Form. Dazzle. Hurricane Blast.
Make it rain. Dohalim.
Light Burst Force.
Radiant Genesis. Lightning.
Not again. It's over. Hurricane Thrust. You're on.
Spear.
Here's evil. Air thrust.
We can really make weapons with this?
This is one really cool. Let's see. It's likely to be something. Chest vessel.
Go no further. This one's mine. On guard.
Take this.
Dragon Blade.
Sword Rain Alpha.
Going in. Annihilation.
You're on. It's over.
One more.
Do it. Thrust.
Going in.
One more. Not on my watch.
Dazzle. It's over.
Glacial Spear.
You're on. Here I come.
The enemy fields are too.
We'll soon see about that.
Sword Rain Alpha.
Stop. Here's evil. On guard.
Take this. Dragon Form.
Hands in the wind.
Sword Rain Alpha. Hurricane Blast.
Make it rain. Xion, astral energy. Full throttle.
I feel stronger. I mean, a bit.
Good. We're counting on you, Rinwell.
On me? Well, I'll do my best.
Let's dispose of the trip.
Let's start roasting this one.
This one's mine. This one's mine.
You wanna play? Come at me.
Lightning Thrust.
Xion, astral energy. Full throttle.
My turn.
Here, let me go.
Lunar Rondo. You're on.
Prepare to be seized on fleet of foot. Actually, half found is more appropriate.
Let's walking more doing. Air thrust. Glacial spear. Both here's evil.
Tear.
Free blazer. Lightning and death. Glacial
Get out of
spear.
this.
Here's evil. Free blazer.
Dragon Form. Sword Lift. Dragon
Lightning
Form.
orb.
Sword Rain Alpha. Lightning Thrust.
Searing blade. Reload.
So, kind of feels like
Flame. Reload.
Sean is not doing what I'm telling her to do. So yeah,
If it's in the sky, it's mine. Wait.
let's try again with the redirection.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Dragon
Now.
Form.
Here's a healing art. Thunder field.
Oh, now she's dead. Yeah, freaking great. So kind of annoyed. I feel like the game completely messed up how AI works. AI is pretty bad, actually. And it's starting to massively annoy me. It seems like it was kind of fine. But I either have to grind real hard to massively overlevel every monster, or I don't know. I mean, I'm already buying the best gear I can. Maybe another way to kind of disallow the use of a bunch of abilities.
I can feel my precision improving.
So that
We got some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
because I don't know, maybe I really have to just remove a bunch of stuff. Because she's almost never using first aid if I don't ask her to. So maybe I'm gonna remove all those expensive ones. This one, I don't even know. Oh, what's the all limits? That's fine. This you should keep. So it might be that she just got so many new skills that she's not using first aid. Well, that kind of plays into how I think that the AI is pretty bad in this game. And the strategy thing is like, it's a freaking joke. Because this is completely ignored. Like here, they're always in the midst of every enemy, no matter how many HP they have. Healing really doesn't do a lot. In the sense that it's not cast very often. So yeah, I'm really not happy how this AI system works. I actually think it doesn't work at all. And I mean, it's not like I'm expecting an extensive gambit system like Final Fantasy 12 had. But to individually tell every character that they should focus on healing or go on offensive or whatever, I think that's kind of the bare minimum.
More dead and ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
This'll be a delicious piece of cake. This one's mine. This one's mine. You're mine. Not in your dreams. Tiger, take this. Dragon form. In the wind. Here I come. Dragon form. This one's mine. Sword Rain Alpha. Tiger blade. Take this. Dragon form.
Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna save and I'm gonna save here. Make 2 levels. Oh, that's more than I expected. Well, anyway, as always, if you have enjoyed the episode, then please leave a like. And if you've got anything to say, then write it down in the comments. And then I guess I'll see you next time. So, see ya!